Good morning and compliments of the season. This is the news at 10, reaching you live from the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA. I am Jumbo Yusuf.
And I'm Comfort Amadou. Thanks for joining us. We're reaching you live from Abuja, the nation's capital. First, the headlines.
Vice President engages trader in Oyo, appeals for faith in the administration's drive to reposition the country for rapid development.
Federal government reaffirms commitment in meeting financial obligations of international students.
World Bank promises completion of projects under its agriculture support program in Nigeria.
Plus, security agencies to intensify surveillance across the country ahead of the Yuletide.
Now the news in details. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has urged Nigerians to keep faith with President Muhammadu Buhari's administration's effort in repositioning the country for rapid development.
He made the plea in the two towns in Oyo State while engaging the traders and artisans on the federal government empowerment scheme. Larry Belie has the details.
The Vice President, Yemi Osinbajo, was at Oyo and Insane to meet with artisans and traders, where he promised them that the federal government will continue to expand the scope of its initiative, Trader Money, to empower more Nigerians at the grassroots.
The federal government will not relent in fighting corruption. That has been a bane of the socio-economic life of the country. And the federal government will lay a solid foundation that will bring about rapid development.
Professor Yemi Osinbajo also paid homage to the Alaafin of Oyo, Oba Lamidi Adeyemi III, and the Aseyin of Iseyin land, Oba Abdulganiyu Adekunle Salau, where he seek for the continued support of the people. He enjoined the people of Oyo State not to relent in their support for the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari. The royal fathers promised not to disappoint the president in his effort in repositioning the nation for rapid development. The governor of Oyo State, Abiola Ajimobi, described the visit of the vice president as a means to consolidate on government's effort in developing the grassroots.
Coming himself to come and canvass, to come and tell people what we have done, what we are going to do, really gives hope to the masses.
We empower them to be able to increase their business.
From Iseyin Town, Larry Belayi, NTA News.
Now, the World Bank says it would not abandon any uncompleted project under its agricultural support program in Nigeria. This is coming as the Fadama 3 additional financing comes to an end. Musa Babali has this report.
The presence of World Bank in Nigeria has been years of providing extension services and support to farmers across the country. During this period, inputs, rural roads and markets were also provided to farmers. As the intervention program comes to an end, key players in agriculture and the World Bank officials are here assessing the impact of the program in the northern parts of the country.
The project will be closing next year. So this time the emphasis will be on how to complete all our ongoing projects so that by the time we close shop, there won't be any abandoned projects. We also put emphasis on how to sustain even the projects that are on the ground beyond the project life.
Fadama has done a very good work in Kano State.
The meeting is at the instance of the Kano State government, a major beneficiary of the World Bank program.
Kano State government will continue to fulfill its legal and financial requirements of Fadama 3 additional financing in view of the importance of the project and the successes it has recorded.
The World Bank Special Food Support Program in 6 states of the northern Nigeria is also analyzed. In Abuja, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
Still on agriculture, researchers under the Institute of Agricultural Research, Ahmadu Bello University Zaria, are seeking approval to commercialize and distribute an improved cowpea seed variety to farmers which are resistant to pest control, especially Maruka. Here is Musa Baba Aliu again for the details.
Maazu Abubakar is one of the major cowpea farmers in Zaria, Kaduna State. He says the pest known as Maruka has been their major challenge. Maazu is not the only one with this experience, as other cowpea farmers across the country have the same story. Research shows that an average farmer spends not less than 10,000 naira to control the pests in 1 hectare. The good news here is that the new variety that has been produced has the capacity to resist the pests at the same time give high yields.
Will give us between 4.1 and 4.4 tons per hectare, as compared to the traditional variety that only gives between 250 to 750 kilograms per hectare.
In another development, a high-yield variety of cotton seeds has also been developed. The variety, which can be cultivated under irrigation, is set for experimentation in Katsina State.
The state government, in its effort to revive cotton production, for which the state was known for in the past, is collaborating with Institute of Agriculture, Abuja, for the production of cotton in the dry season, for the first time in our history.
So the idea is that maybe when you add the upland to the irrigated farming, you'll be able to increase production of cotton in the state.
If this succeeds, Katsina State will continue to lead as the largest producer of cotton in the country. In Abuja, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
Nigeria validates her national forest reference emission level, which is a benchmark for the UN to access countries' performance in the implementation of efforts to reduce emissions from deforestation and forest degradation.
Justin Bem-Unyi reports that this is prior to its eventual submission to the UN for technical assessment.
A forest reference emission level, FREL, is one of the 4 elements a country is required to develop in order to participate in Red Cross under the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change, UNFCCC. And Red Cross stands for countries' efforts to reduce emissions from deforestation and forest degradation and foster conservation, sustainable management of forests, and enhancement of forest carbon stocks. Now, considering the 3.7% deforestation rate in Nigeria, which experts say is alarming and must be put in checks, the federal government believes the national FREL comes in very handy for the country to gauge its performance, not only in implementing Red Cross, but also in meeting its commitment to the Nationally Determined Contributions, NDC.
And I am optimistic that sooner than later, within the context of the international climate negotiations of the UNFCCC, Nigeria will begin to benefit from the potentially emerging performance-based system from Red Plus.
So Nigeria had pledged we will work towards 20% on our own and 45% with external help. But we have also committed to increasing this ambition, and of course, part of the efforts of the Red Cross will help us in getting there, even through the AFOLU component of mitigation and adaptation.
The Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, is supporting developing countries in their Red Cross processes and in turning their political commitments, as represented in their NDC, into action.
And so if we change our behavior, there are chances that the forest will begin to return gradually. We understand that population is a problem, but we can manage population side by side with the way the forests are. It is not healthy that Nigeria is amongst the countries with the highest rate of deforestation. We can change that narrative if we get back. And I'm happy the government is committed.
We also found out during the land use change analysis that there has been a lot of changes. For example, the Sahel has progressed a lot. And we don't really have what we used to call the Sudan Savannah. The Sudan and the Sahel Savannah are all the same now. There's practically nothing. So one of the outputs of our work has been to produce an updated map for Nigeria.
The validated National Frail document is scheduled to be submitted to the UNFCCC in January 2019. In Abuja, Justin Bem-Unyi, NTA News.
Now, Minister of Education Adamu says the federal government is committed to the welfare of its students, both at home and abroad, in terms of meeting their financial obligations. The minister said this while speaking with the media on a number of issues relating to various scholarship schemes. He said government has offered more than 20 scholarships under the bilateral education agreement for students of different countries to study in Nigeria. The minister said a total of 2,000 students are in federal government scholarship in various tertiary institutions in Nigeria, while close to 3,000 are currently in various scholarships in foreign countries.
Since the beginning of this government, we have spent about 3 billion funding the students. That is doing our obligation under the agreements on those scholarships. This is inclusive of 800 million naira so far spent in the 2018-2019 academic session.
Adamu said, henceforth, all scholarship schemes, whether public or private, must be registered with the Federal Government Scholarship Board. This, he said, is to avoid duplication of efforts and multiple scholarships at the expenses of others.
Now, on the political scene, a coalition of political groups in Kaduna State has declared its support for the re-election of President Muhammadu Buhari and Governor Nasiru Ahmed El-Rufai. Suleiman Abdullahi Rigachikun reports.
The successes recorded in the fight against corruption, insecurity, infrastructural development, job creation, improvement in agricultural production, investment promotion, and the various social intervention programs by the Buhari administration are among the reasons the group says the administration deserves another term. The group calls on stakeholders, including spiritual leaders and civil society organizations, to work towards ensuring a peaceful conduct of the 2019 general elections. Governor Nasiru Ahmed El-Rufai thanked the group for standing behind APC and supporting President Muhammadu Buhari, adding that more will be done to take Nigeria to the next level. In Kaduna, I am Suleiman Abdullahi Rigachikun, NTA News.
Similarly, members of the All Progressive Congress in Ogun State have reaffirmed their commitment to work tirelessly to deliver electoral votes in the state to President Muhammadu Buhari in the forthcoming 2019 presidential elections.
Governor Amosun Abikunle stated this while addressing members of the All Progressives Congress from the 236 wards in the state at the party secretariat in Abuja. Lekon Agbonde reports.
In large numbers, APC supporters from the 236 wards converged on party secretariat for a meeting called at the instance of Governor Ibikule Amosun. The governor enjoined members of APC to ensure the re-election of President Muhammadu Buhari and demonstrate their respect for the president by massively voting for him at the 2019 poll.
Here in Ogun State, this is the home of President Muhammadu Buhari, and we must vote massively for him. This is the home of APC. Come 2019, come February 16, it is whoever that all of you decide that this is our candidate, this is who we are backing, that will win this election.
There was, however, a mild drama when the gubernatorial candidate of the Allied People's Movement, APM, Adekunle Akelade, and some stalwarts of APM arrived the venue. Akelade said he was there to submit a letter to the APC Secretariat expressing his party's adoption of President Buhari as their presidential candidate in the 2019 election. The letter was received by the governor, who promised to deliver to the president. In Abeokuta, Lekon Agbonde, NTA News.
You're watching the news at 10 on NTA Network Service of NTA. The different demands of the Yuletide in clothing and the quest to find out if greeting cards during festive period still hold sway. These and more after the break.
From north to south, east and west, no matter your religion, we are one in all we do. Let's take Nigeria and the children on board.
Dear compatriots, it's election time again. We must all get involved to allow peace reign before, during, and after the elections, as INEC is working round the clock to ensure the integrity of the electoral process. Security agencies, think Nigeria first and do the needful. Politicians and supporters, please play by the rules. Election is a contest, not war. Say no to election violence.
Let's think Nigeria. Let's protect the future.
This message is brought to you by NTA News 24.
Thanks for staying tuned. Now to security matters. The Nigerian Navy ship NNS Delta has dismissed 3 of its personnel from service over theft of equipment from Mecca Jetty. The Commander Nigerian Navy ship NNS Delta Commander Ibrahim Dew says this followed after a thorough investigation.
Well, sometimes in June, some of our personnel that were deployed in a jetty, Mecca Jetty, to keep duty, were caught stealing some of the equipment in that jetty. Now, when the report was made to the base and they were arrested, both with them and the civilians that were involved, a thorough investigation was carried out. After the investigation, a court-martial was recommended, and these 3 personnel from NNS Delta were court-martialed. The sentence that was given after the court-martial, that we are carrying out the naval procedure for a dismissal, and we are going to send them to prison.
The Nigerian Navy says it remains committed to its primary responsibility of protecting the nation's waters and will not condone any form of criminality from its personnel, as anyone caught will face the full wrath of the law.
Meanwhile, for a hitch-free Yuletide season, Commandant General of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Abdullahi Gana Muhammadu, has deployed 50,000 personnel to intensify security and surveillance in the country.
The Commandant General wants criminals who take advantage of festive period to perpetrate evil to beware, stressing that with the renewed collaboration by security agencies, there is no hiding place. Lydia Sampson has this report.
To ensure all hands are on deck, the Commandant General Abdullahi Gana Muhammadu announced that the Corps cancelled leave applications this season as part of massive deployment efforts to cover all the nooks and crannies of the country, while assuring Nigerians that any form of misconduct or compromise will be dealt with. Gana also said Nigerians who go about their celebration in a peaceful manner will be protected.
We've deployed over 50,000 of our staff to make sure that all the installations, oil pipelines, power lines, communication masts are well protected during this period. And I want to seize this opportunity to advise the vendors to please keep off.
The CG warned against holding, diversion and black marketing of petroleum products, saying any attempt to sabotage government efforts in keeping the nation wide with petroleum products will not be tolerated. Similarly, FCT Commissioner of Police, Bala Chiroma, has assured residents of the FCT and environs of adequate security during the Yuletide. The Commissioner said in addition to proactive measures taken by the command, visibility will be heightened.
And the dark spots, as far as I'm concerned, we've all taken care of them. Amount of my personnel being deployed for operations in this December, I'm telling you, the entire command It gears towards ensuring that peace reigns in Abuja. People go about celebrating the festive period peacefully without any threat.
He then urged members of the public to also play their part by reporting suspicious movements or characters to security agencies. He reiterated that the ban on the use of knockout is still on and called on parents to prohibit their wards from engaging in the art. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
Similarly, the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, felicitates with Nigerian Christians on the occasion of the 2018 Christmas celebration and consequently has directed the implementation of a comprehensive operational strategies, robust and elaborate security arrangements throughout the country. A statement by Force Public Relations Officer DCP Jimoh Mashood says the deployment of additional personnel and crime detection equipment will also be carried out to cover identified and perceived criminal black spots, flashpoints, abandoned and uncompleted project sites being used as hideouts by criminal elements to commit crime. The statement adds that police deployment will also cover recreation centers, other public places, critical infrastructure with strict instructions to be civil, polite, compassionate and firm in carrying out their duties. The force is hereby employing members of the public, most especially travelers and other road users, to cooperate with police personnel, be security conscious, vigilant and report any incident observed in their locality to the nearest police station.
Now, still talking Christmas. Greeting cards were, till quite recently, a common way to send out best wishes to loved ones on different occasions in life. From Christmas to baby showers, birthdays and wedding anniversaries, there is always a card for every significant occasion, or should I say, worse. Let's take a look at as Lydia Sampson tries to find out if greeting cards are still in vogue.
Initially, greeting cards were mostly sent out on two important occasions: Christmas, New Year and Valentine's Day. Soon, people came to employ well-known artists to make customized greeting cards for them for various occasions. The practice got established as a business, and so greeting cards became so popular that people actually did not need an occasion to send out one to someone. The 1990s saw one word change the way people view the world around them: Internet. The Internet changed everything about life: education, entertainment, business, and communication. As the world caught up to the World Wide Web, the world of greeting cards retreated into itself as e-cards, initiated around the early 1980s, took over and became popular in the late 1990s. In addition to other electronic media like emails and text messages, which are also much cheaper than conventional greeting cards, many say greeting cards are fading out, and Michael is liking that.
We don't use greeting cards anymore. Why? Yeah, actually right now they do all that. You just send information, like you just download all the SMS. Like if I want to send a love text to my wife, basically I go to the app and send it to her and she gets it immediately. So I think it actually made greeting cards an obsolete technology.
I do send, but I use social media like Facebook. I send a sticker or any other thing that I can send to replace that greeting card, since the person may not be near or closer to me.
I think it's not the fact that people don't do cards; it's the convenience of sending cards that is the issue.
Can the charm of a greeting card ever be superseded by text messages, WhatsApp, or even e-cards? Kelly or Mel do not think so.
You know, this is a creativity, you understand? So you cannot just compare a text message with a card. So we still have customers are still patronizing us.
No, it's not outdated. Depending on how you value a person and you want to communicate what you feel in your heart on paper, it's still in fashion. It's still good to give Christmas cards, seasonal greeting cards, birthday cards. Cards are still very, very much in fashion.
I think there are some old school features that should still be adopted in the new school. Okay, so it's not everything old school that we should put in the past, but we should just come up with a better way to adopt the old school for the new school era.
For the younger generation, the culture of greeting cards is fast fading away. But for people like me, a handmade card like this beautiful one I just bought from Kelly can never be equated with a text message. And even though I didn't get a Christmas card myself, I decided to buy one for all of you out there. And it reads, "May your Christmas sparkle with moments of love, laughter, and goodwill. And may the year ahead be full of contentment and joy. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. From me, Lydia Samson, NTA News."
That's a good one, Lydia. Merry Christmas to you.
You know, these days, kids don't get to know that you have this collection of letters and cards to keep for yourself for years to come because of social media. What do you think about that?
Yes, social media has sort of taken away the direct touch, you know, the feelings, the emotions that comes during these periods, your birthday, your Christmas. I'm old school. I still appreciate things like that, actually. You are watching the news at 10 on NTA News 24. More news ahead, including entertainment and foreign. Stay with us.